Nostalgia flooded the Caesars Superdome Thursday night. The Saints' all-time winningest quarterback and all-time winningest head coach were in attendance. Drew Brees and Sean Payton made memorable moments in the black and gold. But bad moments in this franchise's history also surfaced as the Saints got blown out by the Broncos. The sights of the Hootats dipping out before the final whistle and paper bags being put on heads reminded fans of the Aints era. Nobody wants to revisit that period. It's not at that point just yet, but it's been ugly during New Orleans' 5-game losing skid. Sean Payton lost games by 20 points or more in the Dome just 2 times during his 15-year career with New Orleans. Dennis Allen has suffered 2 20-point losses at the crib in just 1 week's time. The Saints fielding questions the last 2 weeks about their effort and their durability. Paulson Adebo becomes the 9th starter to miss at least a game. He'll be out the rest of the year with a broken femur. Dennis Allen needs his squad to get healthy fast.
We're dealing with a lot of injuries right now, and it's not an excuse, okay? I don't want anybody to misconstrue that as an excuse. But it is part of it. I mean, it is an issue for us. And I think all of us are trying to fight through that.
And joining us now is Ross Jackson, host of the Locked On Saints podcast. And Ross, obviously we've seen the injuries build up with this team. How much of it would you say, if you had to divide it up, is it because of the injuries that contribute to this poor play? And how much is it that there are other things maybe that's going wrong internally with this team that's affecting their play on the field?
Yeah, look, I think that the injuries certainly have an impact, but I can't give the injuries the majority of what that impact is. The New Orleans Saints run defense has struggled since the very first game of the season. It was just covered up for those first 2 games because of the deficits they were creating over in the offensive side. We haven't seen the New Orleans Saints be able to reliably create pressure with their defensive line. It feels like in years now, basically since former co-defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen departed to the Atlanta Falcons. I think anytime that you lose a starting quarterback, that's going to have an impact, so I think that's a big piece. And then, of course, the interior of the offensive line. But in any case, many of the guys that are on this field are draft picks for this New Orleans Saints team, which means that there's talent there that they believe that they could develop and then maybe haven't either had the time to or the ability to just yet.
All right, so if the Saints don't turn this thing around, would it be smart for this organization to start this rebuild now and maybe start trading for picks? Because that's one thing they don't have in these upcoming drafts, or a lot of draft capital. You think that should be maybe the focus if things go south from this point on?
The right opportunity is there, sure. But the Saints don't have a lot of tradable assets either because of restructured contracts, the style of deals, things like that. So they don't have a lot of players that they're going to be able to move for high-level draft compensation. But if they can make some moves to get some day 3 picks and things like that, then maybe there's an opportunity to kind of compound those later and be able to move up in the draft come 2025. Not right away.
Yeah, we'll see if the Saints can turn it around. They'll be in Los Angeles next Sunday to take on the Chargers. That's Ross Jackson, host of the Locked On Saints podcast. Ross, thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.